Hey everybody, I couldn't wait to come on because I'm going crazy. You're gonna have to see the side of my face because this is a watch party. The only difference is you're not watching it because then they'll take my channel down. I have this. You know what this is? I had shoulder surgery, right? But I found another great use for this goddamn thing later. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe this. I should just keep it here and like it's long. So every other game, just until I can't take this anymore. I can't take it anymore. My hat, I'm flying around with the hat. I swear, I need medication tonight. This is unbelievable. And there was, let me tell you something, and I mean this. And I've joked around losing it on here. It's coming close, people. You know, I'm not. I have papers to prove I'm crazy, and this is going to be not a good sight because I'm just going to lose it eventually. And then they're showing Curtis Granderson walk off against the Twins. You know, that was 83 years ago, and Curtis Granderson isn't on the team. So why are you showing it? Just keep on shoving it to us. This is unbelievable. I have never seen anything like this in my life. Never in my life. It's incredible. It's incredible. If Weaver doesn't get that out at the bases, I was ground ball down the third baseline. Vientos is screwing it up at first on the ground. I was just expecting disaster. What is worse, if they gave up the lead or lose in extra innings? I don't know what's worse. Now, for your heart and for your soul and for all that and for your fandom, I don't know, every minute on the clock is like you have a chance of getting a ticket. You know what I mean? But Alvarez, runner at first, two out. You think maybe you can do something? All right, it's 2-0. And we even got to get it was Rogers. I thought it was the our Rogers. It wasn't, it was his brother. So even that to remind us. It's incredible. I don't get it. Well, I do get it. I get it. Stearns, Mendoza, Mandani. Mandani should be playing third base. This way he can really get you. Lindor's wife on podiums. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. 64 years old. I've been suffering, screaming, and cursing since I'm 10, and I still don't get it with this team. I don't know what more do we have to go through. Like, what the hell did every Met fan? I can see I wasn't the greatest guy in the world, so maybe God wants to really make me suffer. But how about everybody else that are nice people? There's priests and nuns that like the Mets. What did they do? What did they do to anybody? You got 8-year-old kids that like the Mets. What did they do? Tell their mother they lost their lunch. Well, lunch money now is $30, but used to get $1. Lost it because they bought candy. What could you have possibly done? Hey, Mitch, this is terrible. You're right, Mitch. They're trying to keep fans interested. Yeah, and you know what the thing is? Usually you'd root for a walk, right? Because if they walk someone, you got a shot of getting a hit. But you know it's not going to happen. He could walk the next two guys, bases loaded, could be 3-0 on the next hitter, and he pops out the second. And he's getting good swings. It's 3-2. When is Alvarez going to, hit that home run? And he's like, yeah, I was on it. No, you weren't on it. You fouled it off. You weren't on it. If you were on it, it would be 440 over the center field fence. I love that. I was on it. No, you weren't. You fouled it off. If you were on it, you would have hit it. Soto hit the ball hard a couple of times. Alvarez does give you a better at bat now than he used to, though. I'll give him that. Lindor's hurt, by the way. For those of you who are interested, he pulled up lame around third base. His credit, he scored, but tight quad. Everybody has a tight quad on the Mets. Everybody has a tight quad. I don't know. You got construction workers working in 90 degrees below zero. You got hockey players skating on ice. It's 10 degrees down there. They play every game. A baseball player plays in 45-degree weather. Oh, he might get hurt. I'm losing it here. 3-2. Ball four, first and second. Who are they going to put up? Luis Torrens? And Tommy Pham. Why is Tommy Pham still on the team? I don't get it. Well, you see, every time I say I don't get it, I sound like an idiot because I do get it. They're the Mets. But Tommy Pham, Mark, as Archie would go, oh my God, Mark Vientos. This is what we have to depend on. Mark Vientos. Watch him shut me up and hit a 3-run home. Good swing. I would never throw Mark Vientos a strike. Like, you don't have to throw him a strike. Throw something within 18 inches of either side of the plate, or right under his chin, or on his feet. He's going to swing at it. God, do they need a big hit now? It would be nice for him because, look, I'm sure he tries. Is it a bloop? Is it going to fall in? It fell in. That's the lead. Brett Beatty, who actually had a good at-bat, and he walked. And he hadn't had a walk in 11 years. He's had 2. You want to hear the crowd? They take me down. They'll save me goddamn aggravation. They take me off YouTube. You hear the crowd? You hear it? Do me a favor if I don't have to come on here and scream. Big hit for Mark Vientos. And you know what? If I had to pick a guy that doesn't complain, that doesn't make a ton of money, right? Not making a ton of money. Makes $100,000 a week, not a ton of money. Who's up now? Is this Tommy Pham? Who is this? Is this Simeon? Something, a hit like this with Brett Beatty, Emmanuel, could actually change your luck, because a few games ago that would have been caught. Yesterday it would have been caught. Brett Beatty would have tripped over the third base bag. Soto got caught stealing. Soto stealing. It's 8 degrees out. He just came back from a bad quad, and he's stealing a base. He's stealing a base, but he couldn't play left field. So you didn't put him in the field to protect him. Steal. He did that on his own, I'm sure. I love when they're at first base. This, and they're doing this. What the fuck? Come on, 1-1. Ooh, 1-2. And he's challenging. That's the new thing now. Your grandmother used to tap you on the head, used to annoy you. Now you get annoyed with, Marcus Simeon's up. And, was he right? He was right. The ABS called it a ball. Call overturned. 1.2 inches. 2-1. Big difference. He's actually hit the ball okay. Ball 3. It just sounded like Bob Murphy. Ball 3. Come on. Let's go. We need something here. Come on. Got it, Mets. Come on. Topa is pitching. Topa. God, give me strength. Fuck the money. Here we go. Here he goes. He's in the windup. And he made a diving catch. Oh my God. Buxton just robbed Simeon. Oh my God. Buxton just saved him another run. This is the guy the Mets wanted. He didn't want to leave Minnesota, Buxton. That's a real gamer, right? We're going to lose 100 games again. I don't care. I don't want to move. How serious is he about winning? He doesn't want to move from Minnesota. He'd rather lose 100 games every year. You'd probably rather stick it to the Mets. Well, that could be it too. You know, we don't think about that. He said he didn't want to leave and waive his no trade. No, because they were trying to trade him to the Mets. He didn't want to come to the Mets. Would you want to come to the Mets? If I lived in the parking lot, I wouldn't want to. In the Citi Field parking lot, where all I had to do was open the door, really jump and be in the entrance, I wouldn't do it. Okay. This is so big here. Maybe the losing streak ends tonight. I'm armed. I have my thing here. This is the good luck backwards hat. Should I do it like they used to do it? Isn't this how they used to do it? My hat won't do that, and I'm not ruining a $40 hat. Hats were $8 when they were doing it. I'm not ruining a $40 hat. Oh man. So anyway, how you doing, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry I'm carrying on, but I'm really losing it here. You know, I try to stay cool, calm, and collected. Right, like that's happening. But you know what I mean. But this is it. I might even stand for this inning like I'm there. I had tickets tonight. I forgot to sell them. That's how upset I am. Shout out to the guy last night who bought my seat. What the hell is he thinking? He's crazier than me, and I have papers to prove I'm nuts. Who the hell is buying a Met ticket for last night? Yeah, we got a great seat for $5, but it's going to cost you $200 to go to the game. Go park the car. That's $50. Go look at the water. They charge you $3, and if you take the water, it's $10. It's Okay, here we go. Who's hitting? Getting to see. Weaver's pitching. Yeah, like Devin Williams was going to come in. I swear, in the 6th inning, my phone was ringing. I was taking a shower. It was Citi Field. They wanted to know if I can go. And my arm's been dead for 25 years. And I still had a better shot at getting someone out than Devin Williams. Matt Wallner. 1 for 3 single. He's hitting 192. Even the terrible Twins have guys that have hit 3 and 4 and 5 homers. And the pitch. Pop up. Is it in play? Nope. 0-2. All right. I'm in a real bad position here because if I have these off, I can't see you. If I have these on, I can't see that. Mitch, I thought that, but he's been so great as a starter. And then what happens if someone goes down? You can't stretch him out again. Holmes has been great. He's really been your best starter. His ERA is about 1.8, I think. 0-2. What do you think Mendoza's thinking now? Closing his eyes? Struck him out! Oh, he's struck him out! Okay. 1 out. That was a good pitch. Riding fastball. Got him, as Bob Murphy would say. Okay. Oh, this isn't Byron Buxton up, is it? Who's up? Oh, Lewis. Lewis is up. Oh, man. One and 0. There's a strike. Oh. Is that racist? Come on. Let's go, Weaver. Strike 2. Weaver's juice, 95. Pitch is moving. Lewis is looking back at the ump. Did I look like an idiot swinging at that? How bad was that swing? You got people praying. You got people on the floor, their knees. Oh, good changeup. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming in. I really do appreciate it. We'll get some more people in here. I've been getting great views. I really thank you so much for coming in and spending time with me. I really do truly appreciate it. Let me move this. Okay. Ground ball foul. So yeah, look, every winning streak starts with one game. And you know what they're going to say? They don't care about Soto getting caught. He moved the runner over in the first inning, and that's why they scored, and that's why they won. He hit the ball hard twice. And he was stealing on his own. No one tells him what to do. The guy makes $800 billion a minute. You think that Mendoza's going to tell him, don't do that? Soto'll say, homie does what he wants. Okay, let's see. Got him! He's stood up. All right. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid if something happens here, I'll knock this freaking thing over if something bad happens. Oh boy. There's a strike. He looks good. I don't want to get in trouble. It's a ball. It's 1-1.
They keeps it going.
Soto's on the edge of the steps saying, I didn't sign with the Yankees for this shit. There's more people on this cast than at the stadium.
The foul.
Strike two. I want to hear, he struck him out. Gary Cohen lives and dies for this stuff too. You ever see him? Go on YouTube and see him call something. He's standing up. He's doing this at the microphone. He's crazy, Gary Cohen.
On the ground. Backhanded by Bichette. The off-balance throw.
Bichette just made a great play, but it's not in time. Bichette went to shortstop. Good play. It's a good play. Right in the hole. He got it in the hole. He made a decent throw. Right on line. Just beat it out. Just beat it out. You can't challenge it.
Hayes carrying the tying run.
Good play by Bichette. That was a nice play. And Bichette has a better arm than Lindor. Okay. Runner at first, 2 out. Outman is the guy that scored from second base. He's the pinch runner. Oh, he's not the pinch runner. He's on first. Byron Buxton's up. Oh, my God. You got to be kidding. Give me this. Give me this. What the fuck do I ask for? I asked for Cindy Crawford. I asked to be a multi-millionaire. How many things are you going to tell me no? Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Ooh. He's so amped up he won't be able to go for 18 days after this game, Weaver. You know what? It's a monkey off your back. That's what it is. It's like that. The first is always tough. Remember when you wanted to get your first when you were younger? First is always rough to get, and then you get it every night.
0-1 to Buck.
Ball. Got to watch it. This guy don't take off. He won't try to steal, but, ball in the dirt. He's got great speed. It's a good pitch. Alvarez did a good job. Alvarez has been better defensively of late.
Strange to say it, but
This is nerve-wracking. In April, I'm sitting here like this. Can you imagine? This isn't September 24th. Swan missed 2 strikes. Oh, baby. I gotta stand for this, people.
changeup. 1-2 Postgame.
Come on. Pop foul. Come on. So anyway, this is terrible to have to do this in April. Right? Usually you do this in the playoffs, don't you? But we never get to the playoffs, so we have to do it in April. And oh, Weaver's looking up like, thank you. He couldn't have gone home if he couldn't get out of the stadium if he blew this one. Wow. The Mets win a game. This, for at least a few games, goes to the wayside. The Mets win. The Mets win. Oh, man. The losing streak is over. And Mark Vientos won the game for them. How great is that? Mark Vientos, right? The guy that we just, for good reason, we rag all the time. Mendoza's smiling, laughing. A lot to laugh about. Well, that just saved his job another 3 months now, Mendoza. How are you going to fire him now? He broke a 12-game losing streak. No Baker's dozen tonight. Now that was interesting. You had to figure. They went against a guy making his debut. A rookie pitcher. He had good stuff, too. He's going to be good, that guy. He throws a nasty slider. Weaver's like this, praying. Can you imagine? He knew. Can you imagine if he blows this one? Wow. They're all smiles. The losing streak is over. The crying is over for an evening. Clay Holmes gets the win. 7 great innings. Vientos gets the winning knock. Weaver gets the win. Rogers takes the loss. 2 hours and 46 minutes game time. It felt like 11 hours. The 9th inning felt like 11 hours. But we're here. The Mets win a game. It's over, Joe. Now, does it change anything? Yeah, I'm probably not going to knock anything over tonight. But it honestly, a rookie pitcher you couldn't score off of. This really didn't do anything for me, other than the fact that they won a game. You know, if they would have put an 8 spot up with 14 hits with Soto back in the line. Now, everyone's going to say, you see when Soto gets back in the lineup? I don't care if they only score 3, they won, right? Let me tell you something. I heard this on did I hear this on a teleclip? No, actually, parts of it. Do you know if Francisco Lindor goes off the rails and goes 40-40 this year, which he's not going to do, and the Mets make the playoffs after no team has ever done it, they'll remember when Soto came back, they won, and Soto will get all the credit. Not being serious. Soto will get all the credit if the Mets make the playoffs. Not Lindor. I think Met fans are really sour on Lindor. I don't really know. Well, you know, we say that. I don't know if he could really win the crowd back now, Lindor. I'll tell you why. I think his wife has caused a few issues that have come public now. You know, it's different when you're having a fight in the clubhouse, in the runway with Jeff McNeil. Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin had it out in the dugout. Papelbon had it out in the dub with his catcher. They came to blows. You don't have to like each other. Okay, working well with each other. Look at bands, all your great bands. You ever notice that all your great bands that you liked in your life end up hating each other? And yeah, they go back to get they go back because they get 50 million to go back. Let's go Mets Soto. Yes, my friend. I don't think they'll make the playoffs either, but if they do, Soto will get all the credit. I don't think Lindor can win back this crowd quite as much. Well, no, I think if he divorced his wife tomorrow, uh, yeah, I think he'd have a lot of support, to be honest with you. And I'm half kidding. I don't root for that. They have kids. I don't root for that. But I think he has just now, where if you were a bit split, where if you Lindor was your guy and then Soto became your guy, I think Soto is your guy now. Now, if Lindor hits a 3-run homer to get to the wild card, Lindor will be your guy for 24 hours, but it's still going to be, but we wouldn't have got here without Soto. Soto has supplanted himself now as the franchise. Not because of Lindor's slow start, because he starts slow every year. Last year he didn't, but 5 out of 6 years. It's because so much has gone around. Even he took flack for putting that fireman, construction worker, whatever it was yesterday, when he hit the home run and then ran over to take a picture with Carson Bench. He probably doesn't say 2 words to Carson Bench, but he knew to get his camera minute. I think maybe unfairly a bit, but I think Francisco Lindor has taken a lot of heat. And I think his wife put a lot of heat on him. Look, everyone talks about it. Did you ever talk about a player's wife other than to say, God, she's hot? Right? But no, this is Soto's team. To me, it is. And look, I'm not going to say Lindor's a bad player. Lindor's a great player. But his act, it was like McNeil. If McNeil hit 330, you still got annoyed at him. You didn't get annoyed as much, but you got annoyed at it. It's just enough already. Because you always started to feel that McNeil was pissed because he needed a hit to get the 300. Now he's at 298. Not that he didn't move the runner over. And I started feeling that way with Lindor. And I think fans started feeling that way too. And it didn't help him that 3 homegrown Mets, well, no, Diaz wasn't homegrown, but McNeil was, 3 get traded. And then you happen to hear that one of them, the wife had a problem with your wife, and it was over politics. You see, politics should never, the only politics that should come into the clubhouse is why is you locking near him? You don't like me anymore? Or why are you changing your number? That should be it. It should not be who you vote for, but unfortunately, that's the world we live in now. But I'm not talking about the rest of the world, but America. America is very polarized. You're not different anymore. You're wrong. If you don't agree with someone that doesn't agree with you, you're not just different, you're wrong. And that's the country we're in. And it is even spilled over to baseball. And it's very sad. But the Mets win tonight. I hope Lindor isn't hurt because we need him. And because I would think that Mauricio will be brought up. But I don't know if Bichette will probably go to shortstop. Mauricio will go to third. I don't think they're going to play Mauricio at short. Dear God, that just came on. How was that? You see that? I didn't do it on purpose either. Just trying to get a message here. Dear God comes up. Siri even knows what I need. Oh, man. Boy, was this a... God forbid you can have an easy night, right? But you won.
A bad demeanor. There was none of that. It's about just showing up every day, giving you something to cheer about. And thankfully today we freaking did that, all right? And you
Yeah, you're a badass, Weaver. At least he didn't say effing. BJ, people are too sensitive about politics because now you're not different. You're wrong. And they shoot the messenger. Proverbial. It's terrible. It's terrible. This never happened before. The world's changed a lot. And I blame it on social media. I blame a lot of it on social media. At least 180% on social media. It's social media is what caused all this. That's Joe. That's a great point. Lindor hits the bench and the Mets win. The Mets win. Remember Bob Murphy? I want you to hear this. You want to go back in time? I'm going to let you go back in time. I'll take the shot of getting in trouble. Don't give a shit right now. I want you to hear this. This is so great. 1971, May 4th.
Version of the popular high-style Dodge Charger or the sporty Challenger. Even the convenient four-door car gets a special price break at Howell and Pearson. Take a look at Coronet, the car that was designed to
1971 radio commercial.
Want still more economy? Take a look at the compact Dart or the all-new Dodge Demon. That's the new size car that's priced way below the compact vehicle.
Yeah, they paid you to take that car.
7 different ways to get the most for your money. Take a look at 7 kinds of cars.
This is what I want you to hear.
Scoops it up, throws on to first, one down.
Bob Murphy.
Left fielder Billy Williams threw a walk his first time up. He hit a long drive to the warning track and right that was run down by Dave Marshall in the third inning. Billy Williams hitting at 308.
1971 season. The happy recap, Joe. Yeah. So look, we what are we? 35 now under 500. We didn't go to 10 games under. Small miracles. We're 8 games under. We have almost the whole season left. Can we make a move? Fasten your seatbelt. Oh, yeah. I'll never forget when he used to say, Doug Sisk, 2-2, bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Here's the pitch, ball 3. He always low. And the wheels of motion. And a high pop to the infield. Hebe. It just, Bob Murphy was amazing. Talking about clouds, right? Well, those the days when you were young. Like, what the hell is Bob Murphy? Cumulus puffiness or whatever the fuck he was calling these clouds, right? Not threatening cloud, just a cloud that's a cloud. What the hell do we have to know for? He had to paint the word picture. He did paint the word picture for you. Bob Murphy was really good. Oh, really? Former Marine. Wow. BJ, yeah. Social media has changed everything. Now, some things for the good. I'm not saying it's all bad. We're on here. Gives us something to do. It's not all bad. But Murphy was amazing. And Ralph Kiner could even talk back then. He wasn't slurring his speech like a drunk. He actually could talk. I'm going to put him on for you. Wait till you hear this guy. Ralph Kiner, I'm sorry. Ralph Kiner was great. Oh, Bob Murphy used to drink too. But I don't think he drank during the game.
Nolan Ryan beat Chicago in relief during the series at Wrigley Field. He was the winning pitcher in the 12-inning Friday game. Fought by Terry Groot.
Let me find it.
June 11th game is a Friday night game. This will bring up Don Hahn.
Don Hahn. Jerry Royce. I gotta find Ralph Kiner.
The fourth inning, he popped up.
Let's see if I can get the end of this game.
He wants him. Al Breeden's the right-hand batter. I just still have the likes of Popovich, J.C. Martin, and his dugout.
Gil Hodges was the manager.
And the sign goes for Priscilla. That's all for Ray Sadecki. Sadecki heads for the dugout.
Let's see.
Batting left. And he's hitting 206 with 6 runs batted in.
Sounds like a Met player now. 206 with 6 RBIs.
The Mets 2, the Cubs 1. Cubs batting in the 8th with the bases loaded and now 2 men out.
Even here, his bases are loaded. The Mets always suck. This is 55 years ago. Christ. Don Kessinger. Remember Don Kessinger? Yeah. Yeah, Joe. I want to hear this.
He's into the motion. Here's the pitch. Low.
No. That's funny.
Just as you wanted that ball looked at it, it was down in the dirt. So umpire Bob Engel asked for it to be tossed in.
Bob Engel, the umpire.
Sit over.
Remember Augie Donatelli?
Off another one in Grody's glove. Grody now is rubbing this one up. Tossing it back out to Danny Frisella.
Danny Frisella, the late, great Danny Frisella. Did they, Joe?
Walks to the infield grass to work on the ball a little more. Goes to the rosin bag. This will be a 1-2 pitch, and it's on the way. Hit on the ground towards second. It's Rice there. He has it. Goes to first in time. And they're out of the inning, maintaining the lead. Danny Frisella put out the fire.
They put out the 5. Good job. Let's see if we can get the last 4.
Complicated circumstances there on the top half of the 8th inning. Well, that can happen. That has not happened in this ball game tonight. One away. Ed Crane goes up. Grounded out.
No, this is Bonnie 8th. Where's the top of the 9th?
It is hitting. He's 1 for 2 in a walk. Grody. That's battling here in the 9th. They've come up with 3 if they assist.
Different game.
Jim Foley is scheduled up. Let's see who comes in. Apparently,
Yeah, the great Bob Murphy. I used to, when I was 9, I really became a fan when I was about 9. About 9 years of age, I think I told you guys, my late Aunt D, Dolores, my mother's brother's wife. When I was 9, they were about 26 or so. We'd go visit them. And the Mets would be like 3-7. The Mets always sucked. They'd be like 3-7. And I'd be in tears thinking the season was over, like I do now. And she'd calm me down. And they were great. But my uncle looked like a hippie. And so they were great with that. But then he gives me a children's Bible about how the world's going to end soon. Fuck the Mets. I'll deal with it myself, Auntie. I got to get the fuck out of here. And and I remember how simple it was. And I'd go home. And I would love when there was a late game. Right? At Jack Murphy Stadium, Bob Murphy's brother. That was Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. And I remember listening to the little transistor. I had a little Sharp. Sharp was the name. A little transistor radio. and it had the leather case with the little leather thing strap. You can all remember the radios came in like a leather case. It wasn't leather, it was plastic, but it looked like leather. And I'd listen to it, and my mother would find it. Batteries always were gone because it was on all night, and I'd fall asleep. And then you fall asleep like in the fourth inning, you wake up, it's the seventh, but you don't really know what's going on. You fall asleep, and then you wake up. I remember they were on WHN, and they used to be on Channel 9. And those good old days, Bob Murphy, Ralph Kiner, and Lindsey Nelson. Two would be in the radio booth, and one would be, they didn't have color men back then. Well, two would be in the radio booth and they would switch off. They each took a 3-inning bit. And it was just so great because it was innocent. And you were so hopped up if the Mets won when you were 10 years of age. And I remember, well, I was a little older than 10 when I started doing this. I'd go to the luncheonette around the corner and I'd look in the box score. And then Sunday, the Night Owl used to come out about 11 o'clock at night. That was the early edition of the Sunday News. And do you remember they used to have every player's baseball statistics in the sports section? Every player in the major leagues. Batting average, the whole thing, and pitchers. And I'd look down at my favorite players, see what they were doing, because there was no Google back then. And it was just, I didn't know back then how wonderful that time was. I had no idea. And you probably didn't either. And then you get here. And it's the little kids' game that you used to dream you were going to be a center fielder or whatever. Now you're watching them. And it's not the same. You still act like a little kid and get excited and start screaming up and down and jumping up and down if you hit a home run to win the game. It's almost like you hit the home run because this stuff brings you back to your youth. Can I tell you what I did last night? Which, after seeing me a couple of nights, you probably know I'm out of my mind. You're probably not surprised. What I showed you here, I went to YouTube, 1971 New York Mets season, and they have a list of broadcasts. I'm listening to May 5th or May 9th, whatever that game was. I'm listening to the whole game. I hear a commercial like that for the Plymouth. I hear Jack Klugman do a commercial, not even for the Odd Couple. He was doing a commercial for something. And it just brings you back. And I wonder, did I must have heard that back then. I don't remember. But that's what I used to listen to. I didn't know who Jack Klugman was when I was 9, 10. And laying there listening to it brought me back to a safe place. Now, I had it on the phone instead of a transistor radio, but the light was out and I was laying in bed and I was 9 and 10 again. Where the only thing that I could be upset about is if the Mets lost. Or if my father took the radio away because I wasn't supposed to do that. And what were you punished? The day you got the radio back. But it was magic. I used to do it for the hockey too, the Rangers. But this baseball, it's really the only thing that can bring us back to childhood. I'm not talking about bringing you back to 23, 24 and you're partying. You could do that now. You'll suffer the next day where you used to just be able to get up and go to work. But you can still do that. You can go to a club, listen to music, make believe it's 1985 if you go to a retro place. You can't get this back. The only way you can get this back is by listening to Bob Murphy in 1971, and thank goodness YouTube has it. And I think back, and it brings me back to a time when America was the greatest place to live on earth. Because they told us it was. And they showed us it was. I don't know if that's what baseball brings me back to. I'll go back to 9 and 10 years old, listening to games, and everyone pretty much is gone. Every name that Bob Murphy mentioned, including himself, 99% of them are gone. Hey, guy, 99% of them are gone. And 99% and maybe 80% have been gone for 20 years, 30 years. Right? How old would Rube Walker be? 300? Bob Murphy's been gone 20 years. Me too, guy. I used to go when it was 75 cents general admission. Remember? Then it went up to $1.25. I said, "Oh, what the fuck am I gonna do?" It used to be 75 cents. Yeah. And then it was $1.20, 25 mezzanine general admission. You were all the way up. But you know what? You went to an afternoon game. They didn't have 50,000 there. And back then they weren't pricks like they are now. Now people pay $1,200 for a box seat. Now they got to throw you out. But back then, the sporting news. Do you remember? I'm going to remember it. There was a newspaper that came out like in 1989. It was out for a year. Every day it came out. It was about baseball. I forget what it was called. It was too much for them to make, so they did away with it. I think in 89 it came out. Dedicated to only baseball. Every day it came out. I forget what it was called. The something. Not the sporting news. But yeah. Oh, well, I didn't care about the minor league players. But I think today is the anniversary that Darryl Strawberry was called up. I remember when he was called up in '83. The Mets would. I can never tell you a nice story. The Mets sucked then too. I happened to put on a cast. They're losing. The bases loaded, 2 out. It's unbelievable. Darryl Strawberry was 21, and on the back page, I don't know if it was the news. It said "Save Our Season." I think they were mentioning it today. I read it, but they mentioned it also. And I think because someone brought Soto, "Save Our Season," then a baseball for the O on a sign. Remember Carl Earhart? Remember him, the sign guy? The Mets even fucked out. They threw him out. He couldn't do it anymore. Why? Because the person behind probably couldn't see because he kept on standing up. Um, 9-year-old, my brand new glove under my pillow, hoping Neat's foot oil. Bayonne, how are you? Bayonette. I keep on saying Bayonne. I don't see the T. You remember Neat's foot oil? You could heat your glove up in the oven, put the Neat's foot oil, take a belt, wrap it around it. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I liked when the glove went a little angled, not totally like that. Yeah. Bayonet, it's amazing. I forget the name of the paper. I don't remember what it was called, but it was great. And then it cost them too much money to make it. USA Today had some good stats too. But yeah, baseball glove, wrapping it up. Those are the days, right? Unreal. But yeah, 83, Strawberry came up. The Mets were like, I don't know, 6 and 15. They were doing terrible. And 21. And they wanted him to save the season. And Soto gets activated and they win. What did they go without him? 1-11 or something? Yeah. What the hell was that? Let me see if I can find it. It was a great, great paper. I forget what it was called. I used to know, but I'm getting old. But it was great. I wouldn't trade those days for all the tech. I agree, Joe. I agree. Um, those memories are important. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the money in the world, but when you're laying in bed really old, now maybe some people would do it, but you're not going to lay there and look at your bank balance and go, "Oh, I remember when it was only $9 billion." You're not going to do that. You're going to say, "Oh, what was her name?" Your daughter. When you get older, that happens. But yeah, the memories, it, it's what gets you through. It truly does. And listening to the old Met casts were helping me last night through this terrible losing streak. Hey, Gerald, how are you? Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can. What was it called? This Week in Baseball theme song? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I read the stats and boxes. The USA Today. Yeah, the USA Today was good. It was good. It's driving me crazy what the name of that paper was. It only lasted about a year. I don't remember, but it was really good. It had everything. But yeah, I remember Joe Garagiola, This Week in Baseball. All the replays of great plays. And you looked at it. Oh, really, Joe? Yeah, that's what it's all about. Baseball brings people together in a way I don't even think hockey does. Football, I guess, in a way too. But football is only, you're not suffering every day. You get hyped on maybe Thursday, you start getting hyped about Sunday's game. But you really start getting into it. And it's an everyday, baseball is a lot of emotion, but it's a big emotional investment, baseball. For 6 months, every single day, pretty much. And even on the day off, the travel day, you're suffering from the day before or you're thinking about the road trip. Really? Yeah, I was on the East Highway. Now I don't remember the East Highway and then North Highway, Gil Hodges. Um, yeah, it was amazing. when I played Little League, 70, 71, 72, the uniforms were flannel. I don't know if you remember that. Unbelievable. I'm thinking back now. You got me thinking. But yeah, the uniforms were flannel. They were heavy. Remember? Mine were gray flannel. They were always baggy if you were a kid. They never fit right. Gil Hodges, yeah, I remember he died right before the season started. Right? Yeah, they were hot. I don't remember if they were itchy, but they were hot. But yeah, and mine were gray flannel. I always ended up in the gray one for some reason. But it was great. And and I remember when I tried out when I was about 9 or 10, I really hurt myself. In the gym, they were throwing ground balls. They didn't want you to throw the ball over, though. They wanted you to roll it to the guy, and then they give you ground balls. Well, there was a play, and I went down on both knees, like from standing. Picture yourself standing and then just jumping on both knees on that hard gym floor. I don't know how I didn't start crying. I didn't cry. I remember I didn't, but my knees were stiff. The next day, I couldn't bend them. And my mother took me to the hospital. And I had terrible bruising on both. And for about 2 weeks, I couldn't run. I don't know what would possess me. I probably saw a catcher do it or something and didn't realize. I always liked first base because of the first baseman's glove. Then in high school, I played shortstop and center field. But baseball, the emotional investment is much different than any other emotional investment. For some reason, you live and die with every pitch. Because football, how many possessions do you have in a game? 10, 12? In football, it's different. In baseball, every pitch, not every throw could possibly mean a touchdown in football. In fact, you have usually many throws before a touchdown. One at bat, home run. Usually in football, one play, unless it's with a minute left or something, isn't going to change the game like in baseball. You're not able to score 3 touchdowns with one great catch. You could hit a grand slam down by 3. It only takes 10 seconds to change the score in baseball. And we tend to get really wrapped up in it. The weather's nice. Most kids didn't play. I played ice hockey when I was young, but most kids didn't play. They played touch football maybe in the backyard, but they didn't play organized football. It was expensive. All you needed was a baseball glove, like a basketball. You could have 15 kids playing. All you got to do is buy one basketball. You assume they all have feet and they can all play. With baseball, you got to buy a glove, you got to buy batting gloves, all this shit, the helmet, bat. It wasn't the Sporting News. It was something. It was called the something. What was the short-lived sports paper in the late 80s? The National. It was called The National from 90 to 91. It was conceived in the late 80s. It was an experiment. Yeah, The National. It was great. Playing stickball and errors. We used to play errors all the time. I was always Tim Foley or Bud Harrelson when I was a kid. I liked stickball. I did. Wiffle ball was good. Usually the bat would last. The ball would crack. Remember, between the holes, it would crack. I remember back in the 70s, a wiffle ball and bat was 99 cents. That's what it was. The ball came, remember? In a little cardboard thing on the bat. It came with the bat. It was 99 cents. Penny Pinky, what was it? Spalding. And then you had the Penny Pinkies that were like sponge balls. Oh, Spalding. You could hit that you hit a Spalding, a hard Spalding with a stickball bat. It was like hitting a 9-iron. Like, I don't know how anyone ever found those balls. Think about it. How did you find them? I remember I caused a problem in the laundry room. I used to play on the side of the house, and the wall had a little cutout on the bottom where the vent was for the dryers. The laundry room was right there. And we lost balls and they went down. So what we did was we like stuffed up that hole. And the laundry room was all smoke. I thought there was a fire. The fireman just came in and everything because we plugged up the hole. But yeah, you'd lose it down the sewer. Ah, shit, it went down the sewer. Remember that? But it was great. It was amazing. And the Mets bring this out in you. And you want to be happy because those were the happy memories when you were a kid. And they ruin those happy memories because you're getting frustrated at them. They're ruining your memory of being 9 and 10 playing stickball. Penn's Pinky, yeah. The Spaldings, oh my God. You could hit a Spalding probably 11,000 feet. I hit a Spalding over the roof once. Because, a Spalding, if you have an uppercut, you could be 3 years old. And if you just went like this, would it probably go 100 feet? Oh, they used to fly. And I threw a great curveball with the Spalding. But yeah, a lot of fun. But I liked wiffle ball. Because wiffle ball, we had an area where we lived where there was a lot of grass. The kid, Gary Carter, made it. And you're not going to lose a wiffle ball usually. And it was fun. You're not going to break a window with a wiffle ball. There were windows like 100 feet or 75 feet in the outfield from the home plate. But you weren't going to break a window with a wiffle ball. You break a window with a Spalding. I remember once playing stickball, and I don't know what possessed me. I was 10. The batter's box was like 15 feet. I got drilled in the eye. That hurt. I had a big red spot in the white of my eye. I had to go to the doctor and everything. But yeah, we all got hurt. But we toughed it out. We showed up. Right? Our arms didn't fall off. We played every day. I think I pitched 4 hours a day. Now, your arm's not sore, but you're not throwing quite as hard as you were the day before. But your arm's not sore because you're 10. Nothing gets sore when you're 10. Your friend can hit you with a fucking sledgehammer when you're 10 and you got up. Ow, why'd you do that? Like, you could get through with everything. Now, forget about it. There'd be 19 pieces of you all over the place. Yeah, the pitches were close to stickball and you could hurt them. And I always like to pitch with a glove on, not to protect myself, because if someone hits it back to you 90 miles an hour, you're not getting your glove up that quick. I just liked the cadence of having the ball in the glove. I just liked it. I felt like I was really pitching more with a glove on. But, I remember the Mets. I remember 1970-71, Macy's for $5 sold Mets shirts with your favorite player's number on them. They were white with blue sleeves, short sleeves, with the Met round insignia and the player's name on the back with the number. My mother bought me a bunch of them. I remember they came in the mail. They were from Macy's. Yeah, they were $5. I remember going with my mother when I was 9 or 10 to Manufacturers Hanover Trust. They used to sell Met tickets. And they had the little schedule up there where the deposit slips were. They had little schedules. They were this big. They unfolded up to like 90 feet. And I remember box seats were $5.50 around 1971. Loge was $3.50. Mezzanine was like $2.25 maybe, and then general admission. I don't think they sold general admission. You had to go to the stadium for that. But I remember the milk cartons you can cut out, right? Send them in to get a general admission seat. So you ended up spending $900 on milk to get a 75-cent friggin' seat. All you had to do was wait till there was company over your house, go to the couch cushion. I'll help, Ma. Let me clean up. Go to the couch cushions, and you find 40 cents. Oh, yeah, bayonet. I used to like Roy Rogers came around later. I used to love Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers had something called the hamburger, and it was ham with cheese on the hamburger, and they called it a hamburger. It was good. Oh yeah, McDonald's. Two all beef patty special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I used to love that. The Golden Arches. I don't remember chicken nuggets back then. I don't know if they had chicken nuggets in 1971. I don't remember them because I would have eaten them if they had them. I think they only had hamburgers. I remember once I saw a fish sandwich, but French fries and a hamburger. They didn't have all these shakes, a McFlurry, a McThis, a McDaniel. What the fuck? And a vanilla. I don't even know if they had shakes back then, but if they did, they probably had a strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. They made everything. Remember when I remember going to a baseball game, going to a Met game. I'll never forget. And it was probably around 1991. And Glen Allen Hill, I bet under 8 in the game. And it was 4-2 in the ninth. And Glen Allen Hill of the Cubs hit a 3-run home and beat me. I went nuts. I went out of my mind. Because I was like 27, 28. I had a lot of money on it at that time, probably $200, which was a lot of money back then. Oh, that's great, guy. Now they can't pay you to go. They're interviewing Luke Weaver like he just won the Super Bowl. Luke Weaver is like he's getting the Lombardi trophy right now. That's what it's come to. We win a game in April and we feel like we won the Super Bowl. It's unbelievable. If I got to see Tommy Pham up one more time. Tommy Pham. My God. LeBron James I'd rather have up than Tommy Pham. It's incredible. Pham will be released now that Soto's gone. Up back. It's incredible. Incredible. How old is LeBron James now? 42? 41? What's he been playing? 30 years? You know how old I am? I went to a Net game in the 90s, and they announced Shaquille O'Neal was sitting with his parents. He had just been drafted. That's how old I am. I would tell you to guess, but every fucking 10 minutes I tell you I'm 64. But you know what? Look, I have season tickets. I don't know when my next game is. Let me see. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida tomorrow morning, by the way. That's how much I love you guys. I'm on you now. Access my wallet. These are my games coming up. I don't know if you can see them all. Twins and Mets. Oh shit! I have tickets for tomorrow. No, wait, I don't. Oh, that was the ticket for today that I didn't go to. I didn't sell it. Delwood, sure. The next game I have is tomorrow. I'll offer someone $9 to take it off my hands for tomorrow. 7 o'clock. Then I have April 28th, 29th, and 30th. The Nationals are in. That should be fun. Delwood milk cartons. I remember once my mother said, you know, you get lost, you're going to be on the back of a milk carton. Well, they must know where he is. They took his picture. That's what I said. That cost me about 4 hours of punishment in the crack. Delwood milk carton, yeah. Yeah, everything's changed. I remember back, you know, I used to have my father didn't like baseball, but my father liked cigarettes. So if I'd go to the store for him, I'd pocket money. And I don't know why, but he always had a lot of change in his pocket. Maybe it was for meters. I don't know, but he always had like $6 worth of fucking quarters and dimes and nickels. So I used to just grab. It was like an Easter egg hunt. I used to grab in the morning anywhere from $1.10 to $3, depending if there were quarters and dimes that I grabbed. I didn't have much time, you got to remember. And I remember just Bel Air cigarettes had the little coupons in the back. And like if you bought 9,000 packs of cigarettes and you had 9,000 coupons, they send you a fucking pen you could order or something. Ridiculous. Really? Well, I remember just moving down. I always liked Loge. I have a picture of me. You're going to laugh your ass off, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm at my own peril. I'm going to let you make fun of me tonight because that's the kind of dude I am. I think I have it handy. You're going to laugh your ass off. Don't be drinking anything. I'll tell you when I'm showing it to you. Don't be drinking anything. Don't be holding anything in your hands because you might, at your own risk, you might fall over and fucking laugh your ass off. I'm going to find this picture for you. I didn't know you could do like I got to write red hair where you can find your pictures. Red hair, watch it come up. Doesn't come up. My hair was brighter red than anything you could ever imagine. Let's see if I can find it. I'm telling you, don't make fun of me because I'm doing something that a lot of people wouldn't do because this is very, very embarrassing. You would feel like coming over now and picking on me after seeing this. It's just very, very. I'm going to find it. It's worth finding. But your dad loved baseball? Oh, sure, Brooklyn Dodgers, sure. I know a lot of people were very mad when the Dodgers moved out. Very angry. I would be angry too. Well, right now I might not be angry if the Mets got the hell out of here, but in normal circumstances, yeah. This picture's so well worth your wait. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Could give you nightmares, this picture. I remember coming home from the Met game, and the truck was there. The Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy has a different meaning when you turn 60. I'm talking about the ice cream. And it was incredible. But you had so much at the stadium. I know, but now we're not there. We're here. I always had an answer. That's why I have a permanent dent on the side of my face. And it's incredible. Like how, oh, I thought I found it. It's here somewhere. You will laugh your ass off, though. Mm. You would think I would have learned to put it in favorites by now, because every time I want to make fun of myself, I show it. See, maybe psychologically, I don't want to make fun of myself. Ah, damn it. I really want you to see this. Does someone want to come on here and host for like 5 minutes? If you want, I'll drop the link. You want to come on? Anybody want to come on and talk to everybody while I'm doing this? I don't want to be rude to you guys, but this will be, you're going to say, like, what is this guy? Oh, it was fucking worth the wait once you see it. But again, I'll give you like a few seconds to put your coffee down. If you're drinking something, you don't want water coming through your nose, because you're going to laugh. So, oh, I found it. Okay. You're going to laugh so hard right now. I have to, you're going to see this messy room, but I don't give a shit. You're my friends. Hold on for a second. Okay. Everybody, no beverages, no hot beverages around. I don't want you to choke. I don't need your neighbor running in for the Heimlich maneuver. You okay? Here I am. Look at this little fucking idiot. First of all, you want to say things to your parents if they were alive, or you could say one more thing to them, right? You know what I would say to my mother? What were you thinking? And I'd show her that picture. I became a karate expert because of that. I'm being serious. I got picked on so much, I became a 5th-degree black belt, because I'm dead serious. I was in competitions because of that picture. Because when I was 9 years old, 4th grade, what are you, 9? I was 9 years old, and my father, well, first of all, my father started this, because my father brought me, those lawyer attaché cases, like the accordion ones. What does he think I have in 4th grade? What, did someone give me a big lawsuit to settle? What do I need that for? I got a fucking reading book and Hooked on Phonics in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I will, Mitch. So what happened was, he buys me this beautiful guy. I buys me this beautiful saddle case. I go to school with it. It's winter. They use it as a sled and scratch the whole thing up. So my father, oh, how do you like it? Let me see how the books fit in it. First time he ever gave a shit, the last time he ever gave a shit. If I had gold cougar ants in there, he wouldn't want me to open up the thing. But this time I had to open it up because I got to see how the spelling book looks in there. And it was nice for him to buy me something that was $200 when I'm fucking 8 years old. So what happened was, I show him. And like Hyman Roth, he didn't get mad. I was 9. This is the business he chose. He gave me something expensive. So what happened was, I told him what happened. He didn't give me. I go back to school. The next time, I punched this kid down the steps and kneed the other one in the face. I got suspended for 2 weeks. My father was proud when I had my son like that, and when I kicked the shit out of the kid. Those are the 2 times he was really proud. No, I'm kidding. He loved me. From there, I became a black belt at 17. I was in competitions at 21. Louis Neglia School, if you remember him. I was an assistant in a dojo. I Shotokan and all that shit. And I used to do my kata in school, and people would look like, what the hell's he doing? And all you got to do is kick the shit out of one person. Everybody leave you alone for like until you're 90. And then you'll always have this old guy in the, what are you saying? I'll put my walker over here and pick you. That's the way it is. But getting back to baseball, those were the good times. Those were the times when we didn't have to worry about politics. We didn't have to, because first of all, we couldn't spell politics when we were 8 years old. Couldn't spell it. I'll never forget my mother I was trying to learn the word together for the spelling test for like, I don't know, 3 years. Finally, she said, how do you spell two? T-O. How do you spell get? G-E-T. How do you spell her? H-E-R. Put them together. It worked. But, I'm like giddy now because the Mets won. And I know you guys and girls probably feel like, yeah, until tomorrow. They're facing Joe Ryan tomorrow. Joe Ryan's a real pitcher. For all intents and purposes, they should lose 5-1 tomorrow. But you know what? If the Mets win tomorrow, you never know. Maybe they won't lose 100. Maybe they'll only lose 95. But I do think that there will be, and I think I told you guys this yesterday, I believe there will be a period where the Mets will win 15 out of 20 this year. I do. I really do. There will be a period where there will be one time that even the most logical fan will say, oh, maybe, I'm telling you, mark my words right now, April 22nd, 10:59. Vinny told you that there's going to be one, not now, maybe in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, where you're going to say, you know something, if we win 20 of the next 29, you're going to do that. Because you're going to be tortured more. No, it's not that he's making you happy, God. He wants to torture you more. But I do believe that there will be some good moments. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching McLean and then start rooting for him to be good enough to win Rookie of the Year. Because usually they don't give Rookie of the Years to pitchers. But, you'll start rooting in August when he's got 9 starts left. Oh, shit, he's got 2.4 ERA, and you'll start looking at what everyone else is doing. You'll start looking at Freddie Peralta. You think they're going to be signing him? And this will be after the trade deadline, if they're still here. But I'll tell you, if the Mets make the playoffs, Lindor will not get any credit. Lindor could hit 90 home runs this year. And they'll say, remember when Soto came back and they broke that losing streak? Weaver's a hero now for a week. If Weaver walked into a bar, singles bar, now we could have a 9-way tonight. If the girls were Yankee fans, Met fans. That guy's king. He looked like Brady up there. Well, how do you like it? He was talking to 9 people. Everyone left the stadium already because there were 12 there. Crazy. But we're going to do it, man. We're going to do it. We're all in this together. And I swear, there's no reason to think that we can't be 9 and 10-year-olds again, listening to the game and being happy that our amazing Mets maybe will be amazing for us. You never know. I hope so. I truly hope so. Because it would be nice. It really would be. The summer isn't the same without baseball. I remember when there was a baseball strike, and you think it's bad now. At least you have something to bitch about. If they're on strike next summer, it won't feel like summer. Winter will go right into fall. Because we're creatures of habit. Remember on 4th of July and Memorial Day, there was always a doubleheader until the owners said, no, we can charge twice. What are we, idiots? Right? God forbid they give you a doubleheader. And they juice you for the parking. They almost make you leave and come back. Hey, G, how are you? Day one. Florida's going to be good. I am going to be doing Met stuff from Florida. I'll have my portable thing with me. And we will be getting through it together. And this is a good day. We stopped the bleeding. Well, to me, you didn't stop the bleeding. Right now, there's a tourniquet. And you ever see hold this tight. Don't move your hand. That's what you're doing right now. Give me 6 out of the next 7, and I'll say, well, it seems like it slowed down. Tonight it was get an OR ready, OR2. It was bad. People are suffering, man. But we are back, at least for one night. We can feel the excitement of being 9 again. So bayonet, get your Spalding out in your mind. Pick up your wiffle ball bat guy. And let's go back to Bob Murphy, 1971. You guys might not have been alive then. I'm taking for granted you're old like me. But so go back to 1989. But whatever you do, don't let this bother you. Because we won. And we haven't been able to say this for 2 weeks. The new Flushing Flash. And Joe, it's interesting. A game like that, we joke around. A game like this could get him going. It could really get him going. Because I really do believe a lot of this game is confidence. We know that. A lot of unless you're superior talent, unless you're Ohtani or something. Even if you're having a miserable day and you feel like shit, you go 1 for 4 with a 3-run homer. But for the average human being, the average player, we're not talking about how many Hall of Famers the Mets have. The one Hall of Fame that came back tonight went 1 for 3, got caught stealing, and they won for the first time. That's the Hall of Famer. But if you had 5 Hall of Famers on this lineup, not all of them would be hitting 190. Ed Glynn, sure. Blonde hair, right? Eddie Glynn. Bob Murphy, Eddie Glynn. Yeah, Ed Glynn was good. Hey, Ben, Lindor's going to have 4 big years, and he's going to have to hit 400 homers. What does he have now? 260? 270 maybe? He'll hit another 150, probably. Come close to 400 homers. 2,500 hits? I'm not sure. Let's put up Lindor's stats. And we can prorate him. What is he, 32? Let's see. Francisco Lindor. He has 281 home runs, a 272 batting average, He has 1,683 hits. And he's 32 and a half. So let's say he plays at an optimal level for the next 3 years. Let's say he averages 25 and 80 for the next 3 years. That puts him at 350 homers. And figure 170 hits a year. Another 400, and he'll have 2,100 hits. He's not going to have 2,500 hits. Going to be close. He's going to have a real big year. He's going to knock in. He has 860 now. He'll probably knock in 1,100, 1,200 for his career. He'll probably steal more than 300 bases. His career OPS plus is 120, which is really good. That's 20% better than a replacement player. Now, just remember that. A 120 OPS he has, right? You know what Soto's OPS is for career? 160. Soto has 245 homers coming into this year, and you figure he's going to hit another. He's going to hit close to 600 homers probably. Soto has 1,100 hits. He's going to have 2,500 hits. He's got 700 RBIs. He's going to have probably 1,700 RBIs. Great player. Lindor, I don't know. I have a feeling Lindor is going to be one of those guys that will not get in the first. Well, they're going to have to move him to second. So when Simeon's contract expires, Lindor will go to second. But look, yeah, Soto's 26. I think just turned 27. Judge, I have to tell you, I never thought Judge would be this good. What is Judge's OPS? 9 million? Well, I just have to look at his stats. I hate the Yankees, but I don't hate him. He seems like a good dude. Aaron Judge. Do you know what his OPS plus is? 178. 377 home runs. I think he turns 34 tomorrow, I think. Or next week. Okay, so figure him another 4 years at 35 homers. He's going to hit 500 homers. I'll have 520. The RBIs will be a little light because he started late, like you said. He'll probably have 1,600 RBIs. The OPS plus will come down to probably 160. Slugging percentage career is 615. Judge is a first ballot. You know who has really been robbed? Who is unbelievable? He has a 140 OPS plus. He's not as good as Soto. Ronald Acuna. He's only 28. Acuna has 187 home runs. He won't hit 500. Lifetime OPS 902. And I'll tell you a guy that I would have liked to see healthy, Trout. Trout has a 976, a 169 OPS plus. Trout is go almost 35. He's at 411 homers. He's going to have to be healthy to hit 500. He'll go to the Hall anyway. And he might not knock in 1,500 runs. He's been injured so much. On base percentage career 407. He's having a good year this year. You know who I'm curious to see? It seems like they all want to get rid of him, but he's actually pretty good. Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm's 28 years of age. Yeah. He's not as good as I thought, Jazz Chisholm. I want to get a pool going. Who's going to have Tommy John first? Paul Skeens or Nolan McLean? The best hitter in our lifetime? Pure hitter? Rod Carew's not our lifetime, although I was a kid when he played. Top 5? Tony Gwynn, Ichiro, George Brett, Wade Boggs, maybe. I think Judge has to be in that conversation now. I never thought Judge would be. First of all, I thought Judge would get hurt. I thought he would get hurt, Judge. He's stayed healthy. I'll tell you someone who probably won't go. Tony Gwynn. Yeah, Gwynn was amazing. Because Gwynn could turn on the ball. Or Ted, well, but that's not our lifetime. Ted Williams. I'm going to give you guys stats. And you tell me if this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay? I'm going to start with his best year. Okay. You guys ready? Listen to this guy's stats. We're going to go with his best years. Okay? 28 homers, 95 RBIs, 34 112, 38 129, 36 101, 50 126, 48 148, 30 116, 49 152, 37 117. $11 dominant years. OPS plus. Best year was a 194. Lifetime on base percentage 370. Averaged 41 doubles a year. Albert Bell. Albert Bell. That's incredible. Now, I'll give you a guy that I don't think was quite as good as everybody says he was. He was great. Kirby Puckett. You get real good when you die young. All of a sudden, you're Jesus. But Kirby Puckett was great. He died way too young. But Kirby Puckett, he never had Kirby Puckett's best year was 24 and 121. Kirby averaged in 162 games, 19 homers, 99 RBIs. Lifetime 318 hitter, terrific. 124 OPS plus. Great player, but I don't think he's as good as everybody said he was. Does that seem to you as good as everyone says he is? I'll give you another one. Listen to these stats. You're gonna hear these stats, and you're not gonna believe it. Listen to these stats. 25 and 92, 30 and 91, 38 115, 44 134, 41 137, 39 102, 33 108, 42 145, 32 99, 33 115, 38 114. OPS plus prime season 181. On base percentage 470. $162 game average, 38 homers and 120 RBIs, 280 lifetime hitter, 38 doubles a year. You know who that is? Carlos Delgado. Carlos Delgado. That's how good Delgado was. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Delgado was unbelievable. Some player. You're right, Vinny. Delgado was amazing. What a hitter he was. And now we'll go to a guy that you'll probably guess. Played, I think, 18 years. Okay. 31 107, 33 112, 26 88, 45 145, 44 165, 38 122, 41 125, 33 107, 37 104, 43 130, 45 144, 35 122, 37 121. Best OPS year 184. 162 game average. 39 homers, 129 RBIs. Manny Ramirez. The last guy I'll give you, which you probably will get. He's about 40 now. This guy's a great player. Has never knocked in 100 runs, but they talk about him like he's the second coming of fucking Methuselah. Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana has never knocked in 100 runs. He's knocked in 90 once. OPS plus of 111 for his career. And all you hear about is how wonderful he is and how great he is. He's good. Delgado was great. Vinny, that lineup, Delgado, Beltran, Wright, and Reyes, all four of them should have been in the Hall of Fame. David Wright's stats, his first 7 years, were exactly like Robinson Cano's. David Wright suffered from Don Mattingly disease. Mattingly would have been in the Hall of Fame also. David Wright would have hit 400 homers, probably 500. No, Reyes shouldn't have been in the Hall of Fame. Reyes wasn't a great fielder. Beltran is in the Hall of Fame. And Delgado should have been. I agree with you. But Delgado was scary. And he didn't strike out a ton. But what does this have to do with the Mets post game? Because I love to talk baseball with you. The Mets are part of MLB. MLB is baseball. If there wasn't baseball, there wouldn't be the Mets. So we could talk about the Mets and we could talk about everybody else and everything else you want to talk about. Yeah, Santana's still playing for Arizona, I think. Everyone, thank you for coming in. Let's go, Mets. Give yourselves a hand because you were so wonderful here. That's for you. Come in tomorrow night, hopefully after another win. I'll be on the road from Florida, going to do a live. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks so much for coming in.